Wait, did you put that doll there? Yeah, okay. No, the baby doll.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember he was over there.
Yeah, I put him in because he was the conductor.
Did you hear?
Come play with me.
Come play with me. Now, the
I just
guys
have the
that are
chills.
on this recording are here doing an investigation. And not everything that happens in here is paranormal, because the guy picked up one of the creepy dolls out of the hallway and brought it in here just to scare the tar out of his friends. So, but then you hear the little girl say, "Come play with me." And then our next one is, there was also a little boy named Richard, who, this is him right here. He had some sort of ailment where he would have seizures, and he actually drowned in his bathtub. And that was just a few doors down from here. And once, we had acquired the building and the museum, his parents still live there. They lived there for years after we acquired the museum. And they told us about Richard, which we also have his records here. And so you hear.
There's one boy died drowning. Oh boy. Richard. Are you funny?
So
Protection.
not only does he say I'm drowning, he says, "Oh boy, I'm drowning."
There's one boy died drowning. Oh boy. Richard. Are you funny?
Kind of sad.
Protection.
All right, the next one is, Marge had a young man in here to do some painting, and he wanted to tour the museum first. And Marge, she hears things in here, with her own ears, and she sees things, and so she heard somebody say help, and they were recording at the time, and so they caught this. You hear the little help?
Now, did they hear when they were recording, or did they only hear it when they went back and listened to it?
No, Mom heard it with her ears.
Okay.
He didn't hear it until
He
they
listened
played it
to it?
back, and then he left to go get his dad to come stay here with him while he was painting. So, which is, what I would have done. All right, so the last one I have for you is these two cabinets here and here they were in a store down in Lovejoy called Techmeyer's. And the old couple who owned the store, they were old when I was little, and they lived in the back of the building. And so when the wife would want the husband, she would just lean around the door and call his name. You hear that? Howard? Yep, so she would, so, and that didn't happen until these two cabinets were in here. So, you never know what's coming in. We get a lot of things that are donated, the Army uniforms and stuff. You just never know what's going to be
attached to
connected
it,
with them.
yeah.
Are you waving to me? Are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
All right, on to the military room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
The Army?
And then, another, sound we got in here is like gunfire or mortar fire.
It's like it sounds like something that would go before. Probably the Italian one.
So, when we looked in the building, we found 24 cans of cremated remains in the basement. And they were from the very first funeral directors. So we brought them up and we took the names off the can, and it's talk of an angry man in our building. And we think one of them is a veteran named Edgar. And 8 of them were veterans. So Linda made arrangements to give them all a proper burial. And so their pictures are on the counter. But we think Edgar is still around, and Linda investigates, and she'll hear a yes or a no from Edgar. So if you come back on a regular tour, you'll be able to check out
It's from
more
hundreds
things
of
and
years ago.
actually go
They're all
upstairs
artifacts.
where the angry man supposedly is. But one day Linda was, and I were here alone, and when she left me actually here alone because she had an errand to run. And she put her recorder on the case in the hallway. And she came back a half hour later, and she checked her recorder, and she got a voice that said, "Whitey, come home." Yeah, it was a voice of an older woman. And there was a man from the neighborhood who was very active and took part in every activity and church group that he could. And he had blonde hair, and everybody called him Whitey. His mom was blind, and we have one of her household artifacts in the museum, so we figured Whitey was out on one of his many activities and she needed him home. Whitey was a brigadier general in the Army and very popular no matter where he was. So, I'm sure she was trying to find her son who knew where he was, but I hope he went home and helped her. So the display case in the hall contains items that belong to my son Jimmy, who was waked from this building right here. And it's a sad time for my family, but there's many other children who are waked in this building, and their presence is felt by many who come through this. This was a church, and it was a funeral first. So there's many children in here, and I'm sure Cindy told you about them in the other room. We get their voices from beyond, and believe that they just want to know us to know they had a life, even if it was a short one. One voice that was recorded was a children's voice saying, "Mommy." I like to think it's Jimmy calling out to me, but maybe it's a combination of all the children who were waked from here, missing their moms. So sometimes when I give a tour, people feel something rubbing against their legs or pinching their legs. So that room over there is dedicated to the children, but also to the history of the railroads. So I'd like you to meet for a regular tour and get more involved in what's going on. So, thank you. And we do overnights too.
Yeah, you do. Do the overnights?
Yeah, so you can go online and check everything out. IronIslandMuseum.com. So thank you all for coming.
Thank
Okay. Now, this one's the only one I'm gonna play that is not a voice. It's actually a movement, and it's pretty chilling to me. I don't know, I've been here so long, I've been listening to EVPs for years, but this one creeped me out. We were actually sitting in the hallway investigating, and you're gonna hear him talking about the colors of the light from the equipment he's using. And he was just trying to understand things, and then we all hear something, and you're gonna hear our reaction.
I haven't even got a glimmer of a light. There's kind of one little tweaky green light. They are green, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that?
What the hell was that? Are you serious?
Right. It was a chair. It was a chair that was being dragged downstairs in the basement. And nobody was downstairs in the basement at the time. We were all up in the hallway. That freaked me out. It takes a lot to freak me out here. Now this one was actually recorded in this room, and it was Linda and our volunteer Peggy. They were just, you'll hear what they say, but no one else was up here in this room with them or in the front of the museum. They're waiting for the rest of us who are in the dining room to come up. They're just being a little impatient. This is what they recorded.
Well, I think people should come and talk to Peg and I alone.
That's right, because you know what? We're the best. I don't know.
The hu-
I don't know who that man was. There was no man in here with them.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was just those two ladies sitting on this couch. No one else was in this room with them. Okay, here's another one. Now this was when I actually spent the night for the very first time, the whole night with another volunteer. We were sitting on this couch, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Let me play it for you.
Name's Lorraine. This is Gina. You know who we are.
Yeah.
I want to know who you are. Just tell me your name.
No.
And I actually recorded that girl saying no 3 times that night through the whole evening. That's all she said was no, just like that. I don't know who she was. And this one is like one of my most favorite EVPs that are recorded here. This happened like 3 years ago. And we left the recorder in this room while we were sitting in the military room, and the museum was closed to the public at this time.
Talking in the back.
Sounds like
Two kids.
puppies.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's 2 times.
Wait, hang on.
And then a little.
So what I think they're saying, there's one kid saying, puppies, puppies, puppies. And another kid, a smaller kid, is saying, puppies, puppies, come. Yeah, maybe they saw puppies, I don't know. But those are just a couple of our kids that frequent Iron Island Museum, part of our residential Iron Island spirits. So thank you very much for coming. Enjoy your Halloween. And we have a guide out in the hallway ready to take you to your next exit. Thank you for coming.